Well, I became a product owner within Evolve for just a few months now, so not even a year yet. Before I became product owner, I was basically a team member within one of the sub-teams in Evolve called the Defenestration of Old Habits, so the team that was responsible for removing systematic impediments and responsible for building training and content like that within Evolve. If you are good at empathizing with a customer, if you are good at talking to people and observing and reading between the lines of what they do instead of just what they say, if you are good at separating or wanting to learn more of how to separate what they say and what they say they want versus what they actually need, so very user-centered focus, then I think you have the right attributes to become a good product owner. I'd say I spend majority of my time with the team. I try to embody the characteristics that a product owner should embody, which is, you want to be available for the team because they're constantly going to ask questions of, what do we need to do? What does this story mean within the backlog? I want to try to be empowered, meaning instead of me saying, hey, I don't know the answer to that, I need to go follow up. It's, I do know the answer and I have the confidence to give that answer so that we don't have to waste any more time in our ability to deliver. The knowledgeable part is when I try to go out and talk to a lot of people out there, such as Scrum Masters today, such as supervisors today, try to interview them, ask them a lot of probing questions, ask them a lot of just try to get an understanding of what their day in the life is, to see what their challenges are, so that I'm knowledgeable enough to have conversations with the team and answer their questions. I'm product owner of a virtual team, so we have members in Houston and we have members in Curitiba. And something that we've done recently is we've put in a 360 camera in the middle of the Houston people. Our two Brazilian teammates joined the camera as well with their own laptop camera. And so basically all 5-6 of us are constantly on the phone, on the camera. You can see our faces, you can see our reactions, and we have this camera open 8 hours a day. You're seeing a lot of the informal conversation you have on the side. Now you can share it with a teammate. Now the whole team can hear that, and there's a lot of context that they gain from that, which helps them have a better understanding, a better shared consciousness of the problems that we're trying to address today. It's easy to struggle with being a product owner if your team bows down to a lot of different customers. So if you provide a service that is used by upstream and downstream, those are, in chemicals, you got multiple Fortune 50 companies there that have a lot of money, and yet it's up to you to figure out what is the right priority for that team to work on, rather than say yes to everything and get nothing done. I think other things that it's difficult for product owners, including me, is to figure out what are the right measurements to put in place to see, is what we're building actually making a difference? And if it's not, can we have the crucial conversations of, hey, we need to pivot and try something else if we're really serious about addressing your needs. So the challenges are, you have a backlog, you've communicated that backlog, so you set some expectations to your customers, to your stakeholders. So it's not comfortable to learn, and when that learning say, hey, we need to make some pivots, because we like to stick to the plan because we think that plan was maybe the right plan to begin with, and it's tough to maybe say, you know what, it was a good plan, but we need to make changes. We need to respond to the change, and so that means we need to actually add more work than we thought we needed to do, but we think it's the right work to get the impact that we need. Having those crucial conversations is uncomfortable, but we think it's needed and what product owners need to do to really excel. So a lot of conversations about, hey, we're going to have to respond to change over the following the plan, and that may make people in which we communicated that plan unhappy. But if we're that serious about measuring, and if we're that serious about getting outcomes, then we have to be serious about changing what outputs we have to do and changing our backlog in order to get to those impacts, rather than just say, you know what, we did the output, yeah, we didn't get to that impact, but we're going to move on anyway because that's what's next on our backlog and that's what we communicated. It's uncomfortable to not do that, but we think that's the right thing to do. So the interactions between a product owner and a scrum master, I think there should be a healthy tension. So the product owner is responsible for making a good product, making sure that the backlog is the most right work for that team to work on. The scrum master owns basically the responsibility of making the team great, and that includes making sure that the team does not overcommit and tackle too much and then delivering nothing and then demoralizing themselves. That includes running effective retrospectives. That includes the team telling me, hey, we can't commit to as much as you were hoping we would commit to. It's a nice healthy tension between, hey, I want the team to get as much done so that we can try to get to the impact that we need or move on to the next thing that we want to, versus, hey, the Scrum Master needs to shield the team from me a little bit so that the team can get the current sprint commitments done. So I see it as a healthy tension, and we have a great relationship between myself and Michael Gomez, who is our team's Scrum Master. What's needed to become a better product owner is to just hone your ability to separate wants from needs. So I personally struggle with asking leading questions. Asking leading questions means I'm trying to confirm something, a suspicion or assumption I already have, which is confirmation bias. It's good to try to hone your ability to not have confirmation bias, to ask not leading questions, but very open-ended questions in order to better diagnose wants from needs and to better figure out maybe something that challenges your own assumptions, because that is what needs to be addressed, not something that you think is already done, because that might be the easy way out. Personally, I'd like to get better, and I think a lot of product owners need to get better at measuring, figuring out in advance, how do we measure what we are doing, and is it having the appropriate impact? And if it's not, then we need to pivot. So I think we say that we are a data-driven company. I think we need to do a better job of becoming that and being more proactive at measuring and being willing to pivot and say, you know what, that didn't work, rather than what we may often do today, which is a watermelon report, which is saying, hey, this actually worked. So the scorecard looks like it's green on the outside, but truly it's red on the inside, and you did not get the impact that you're hoping to get.